Okay, everybody. So, good morning. Today, we'll be talking about something that I think everyone's going to find pretty interesting. We're going to be talking about it's called bubble tea. However, you probably know it as boba. So, let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to show you a quick picture. And then, besides showing you the picture, we're going to kind of go over a couple things. So, let me go ahead and pull open this picture and we'll go over it. So this right here is boba. How many of you recognize this? How many of you know what this is? So let me get in chat if you've had this or you know what this is. I do. I prefer popping boba, tapioca. Okay, yes. Anybody else go on? Let's participate in chat. How many of you know what it is? Okay, Emma, Jasleen, Camila. Do you also, if you know what it is, how many of you have had it before? How many of you have had this drink before? I'm going to draw it again, but I'm going to turn my screen so maybe it's tall enough for you to see. Okay. Not me. I had boba before. Never tried it, but I've heard of it. Okay. Well, so what boba is, or bubble tea, the bubble or boba part is referring to these right here. I'm going to go ahead and go with an orange color to represent some popping boba instead of normal. So there's lots of kinds of boba. Because boba is just these little balls right here. And what they do is they take these and they mix them with a drink. So they'll get these, and then with a drink, well, they'll put them in a drink. So when you drink the drink with these big straws that they give you, you also get some of these little these little popping boba things. So usually you'll have, you know, the boba, and you'll have a juice with it maybe. So something like this, if you're looking, you'll have a juice type of thing with these popping boba on the bottom. Sometimes they try and make them kind of pretty, so it'll be, different colors, like the colors will mix and it'll have different layers to it. The drink will have different layers. And it'll look something like that, right? You have those that look like this. They're kind of like almost like a fruity drink. But then you also have when it's like this, where instead of these orange ones, what you'll have is some that are this really dark brown color, kind of like this. They're like a really dark brown color. And those, some I saw someone in chat said tapioca. That's what these are. These are tapioca balls. And this is, I think, I don't know if this is the first kind. This is the first time that I personally tried. And what they do is they put these in the bottom of the drink along with, it's usually more of a brown drink, I would say. Yeah, kind of like this. It's like a light brown, almost like a coffee with milk in it. but instead it's a tea. It kind of looks like this. It's a very light color with these brown tapioca balls in it. These don't pop, like Victor just said. These you need to chew. The other ones, there's two. There's these that don't pop, and then there's the other ones where when you put them into your mouth and you push down with your tongue, they pop like little tiny balloons of flavor. Well, the reason I bring up boba is we are doing a lesson today in Achieve. And what it talks about is a fairly new drink called bubble tea is winning fans across the world. What do you think? And here's the question we're going to think about and we're going to talk about is newer is better. Do you agree or disagree? I want you to take about 30 seconds to think about that. Newer is better. Do you agree or disagree that newer is better? Remember, be ready with things like this. If you think that newer is better, be ready to tell me why. If you don't think that newer is better, also be ready to tell me why. I want you to think about it for about a minute. I'm going to go ahead and start a timer and go ahead. Think about it. Is newer better? About 30 more seconds, everybody. About 30 more seconds. Five more seconds. And that is the timer. Okay, so who wants to be the first to share? Let's go ahead. Looks like we have some responses in chat. Aiden says new. Okay. Victor says not always. All right. So let me start with Aiden. Aiden, can you give me an example or why you think that newer is better? Just really quickly, why do you think that newer is better?
It's because just trying new things is good.
Okay, new things are good. Victor, what about you? Why not always?
Look at this. This ramen is new to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried it, and it tasted terrible. That wasn't better. And I like the ramen that I like. This one. Hold on, let me get a packet.
While he's getting the packet, I would like everyone else to also let me know in chat
I like
what you
this
think.
ramen.
Okay.
I like this ramen. They're different brands because this one has a smiley face and this one has a panda.
Okay.
So they're different brands. This one tastes terrible. This one tastes terrific.
Okay. That was a perfect
And
example. Thank you.
there's also some other things, I think. Like, there used to be this candy called the breakup candy. It was new back then, but it wasn't better. A lot of people actually got a lot of backfire, and they actually took it off the shelves because of that.
Hmm.
It's not. It's probably still around in some parts of the world, but not in a lot.
I never heard of that candy, but thank you for sharing. Thank you, Victor. Very insightful. Ezekiel, please turn your camera back on. Ezekiel, I need you to turn your camera back on. All right, everyone else, I have Emma saying, I think both. Okay. All right. So mixed feelings. Everybody else in here, I don't have a response from you, and I need a response. Is newer better? What do you think? Send it in the chat, please. You got about 20 seconds. Both. Both. I spun the wheel, by the way. So, on our wheel, it spun and it shows Valeria. Valeria, why do you think both?
I think both because maybe you can try new things, and but also because people might not like it.
Okay. So let's go ahead and. Yes, Emma, you can go ahead. Thank you, Valeria.
I think it's both because when you try something, you don't know if it'll taste good or bad.
When something new, you don't know if it'll taste good or bad.
If you,
One more time, Emma, you were cutting out at the end a little bit.
I think new can be, but I think it's both because
Okay, thank you, Emma. So, here's the thing. Is newer better? I actually agree with most of you where I have mixed feelings. Because, for example, I'm going to show you something. As time goes on, what's getting better? What's something that's getting better? Phones, right? Phones are always getting better. Technology is always getting better. Yes? Those things are always getting better. So, in that way, let me actually turn this into a list. In that way, newer is better. With phones. With phones, newer is better. But let's look at something we've talked about before also. When it comes to, let's think about something we've talked about, Pokemon cards. I'm not saying they're better, but what are the more expensive ones? What are the ones that everybody wants? Is it the newer ones? No. So for something like that's very popular right now, like Pokemon cards, everyone thinks the older ones are better because those are the ones that are more expensive. Those are the ones that cost way more money. Base set Shadowless Charizard is going to cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And then let's look at Victor's example right now. His older ramen, the ramen that he had before, he says it's better. But that's his opinion. What if someone else tried that ramen and they liked the newer one more? So the question, newer is better, it's kind of hard, right? Because there's some new things that are better. And then there are some old things that are better too. Before we go on, there's one more thing I want to talk about. I don't know if anybody had heard of that, but there was a period of time back years ago. I think it might be before I I don't know the exact year. I think it might have been before I was even born. But how many of you know about Coke? Coca-Cola, the soda. Well, Emma, I'll let you speak right now, okay? Let me just I'll finish giving this example and then I'll let you go. So Coca-Cola, I know at one point in time released what they called New Coke. This is years and years and years ago. I think before I was even born. They released what was called New Coke, where they changed the formula and they changed the taste and everything. And what do you think happened? Just a guess. What do you think happened with New Coke?
It probably was toxic a lot, and a lot of people didn't like it.
I don't think it was toxic necessarily. I don't think it like made people sick, but you are right. Everyone hated it. Everybody hated New Coke. They hated it, so they threw it out, got rid of it, and made Classic Coke. And then they re-released Classic Coke, and everybody wanted that. Why did my screen stop sharing? So let me go ahead and try reshare my screen. Well, that's actually a perfect time for me to stop sharing my screen. So they re-released it and they made what's called Classic Coke. Okay. While I'm sharing my screen, I know that Emma, you had one more thing to say. You can go ahead. Emma, go ahead. No sound is coming out of your computer, Emma. Try it one more time. Yeah, your microphone's not working. If you want to go ahead and send it in chat. Okay, so everybody, go ahead and go to, since we had our discussion, go ahead and go to Achieve 3000, and I have the title right here. Bubble Tea is blowing up. So go ahead and go to Achieve 3000 and go to the article Bubble Tea is blowing up. Go to the article Bubble Tea is blowing up. Should only take about a minute tops, so get in there pretty quick, and then you're going to answer the question. I'll go over the proper way to answer it, and then we will continue with the lesson. Tristan, I see that you're not going into Achieve and looking up the article. I need you to get on that. It's called Bubble Tea is Blowing Up. So make sure you're looking it up under the right name. I have it up on the screen. Bubble Tea is blowing up. Everyone here should be able to find it. Also, everyone here did do their level set, so that shouldn't pop up. So go ahead and click on Bubble Tea is blowing up. And once you click on that, I want you to take a look at my screen. We have right here our question. I want you to use your sentence frames. So if you agree that newer is better, use one of these sentence frames. The reason I believe newer is better is because of what? I agree with newer is better because of blank. I agree that newer is better is correct because my experience with blank confirms it. Use the sentence frames. From what I understand, though, most of you are mixed feelings. So I agree with newer is better, but on the other hand, sometimes newer things are not better. You know, you're going to use these sentence frames to help you with your sentence. And I'm not going to give too much time. I'll probably say 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, let me make sure everyone's in the program first. Good, good. Ezekiel, go to the article. I have it right up here. Bubble tea is blowing up. So go ahead, get to the article. Thank you, Jasleen. Thank you, Luciano. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Valeria. Tristan, you're going to have to search the article. So go into search. I have highlighted the name. Bubble tea is blowing up. Thank you, Jaco. Thank you, Chase. Ezekiel, you're going to have to search it. Okay, I'm going to start the timer now. So I'm going to be looking, seeing how you respond. And so for mixed feelings, by the way, if you have mixed feelings about newer is better, I want you have to put agree or disagree. I want you to put the side that you think there's more of. So if you think that more new things are better, put agree. If you think that more old things are better, put disagree. Even if you have mixed feelings, because you do have to answer with one of them. Okay, let me let someone in really quick and I gotta send them a message. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so keep filling those out. I have the timer going. Perfect. Valeria, I'm looking at yours. Very good. Tristan, make sure to use your sentence frames, okay? They'll make it a little bit easier and they'll help you make sure your thoughts are clear. Thank you, Luciano. Jasleen, make sure you're answering the question, okay? It's not asking about bubble tea, it's asking is newer better? Jaco, make sure to clarify in the beginning. You're agreeing not that bubble tea is better or anything. Remember, you're answering that bubble tea, or not that bubble tea, that newer is better. And I'm gonna make sure you get into the lesson. Once the timer goes off, though, we do need to continue. We don't want to. We do have many things that we have to do. If we need to come back to the before reading poll, we will. Okay, so we have our answer. Does anyone want to share before we move on? I'll take. If anyone wants to share before we move on, go ahead and let me know. Does anybody want to share while you make that decision? Let me just help Emma really quick. Emma, go into the search bar. I'm going to use this tool right here. I'm going to click on this. You see how there's this search in the top right corner, there's a little magnifying glass. I want you to click on the magnifying glass, okay? And then type in this that I have highlighted on the screen. Bubble tea is blowing up. Type it in exactly like that. Okay, anybody want to share? Share before we go to the article. Okay, Emma, while you're getting into that, I'm going to go ahead and start moving into the article. So for the article, before we read the article, I'm going to go ahead and pull us to the side and we're going to look at these vocabulary words. Okay? And then we have someone trying to join. Let me go ahead and let them know that I'm going to move them into the breakout room. So let me go ahead and do that. Sorry for all the interruptions, everybody. Jaden, I'm moving you into a breakout room. We're in the middle of a lesson. Okay. So here is our vocabulary words. We have the words creative. I think it might be different for everybody, but we have creative, option, originally, and social. Creative is good at thinking up new ideas. So creative is good at thinking up new ideas. Option is choice, choices. Originally, in the beginning or at first. And social, having to do with spending time with other people for fun. So I'm going to go ahead and just read it first. Not going to do too many, pauses or anything like that. I'm going to read it first, and after reading it, then we're going to go over it a little more. Let me go ahead and start. Taipei, Taiwan. Achieve3000, May 7th, 2019. Bubble tea is a sweet drink, is originally from Taiwan. Now it's winning fans around the world. To enjoy bubble tea, you will likely need an extra wide straw. Why? To slurp up a fun surprise. A bubble tea is made with tea, of course. It also has flavorings, creamer, and often ice. What makes it so special, though, is that it usually includes chewy goodies. You'll find them at the bottom of your cup. Most often, they are black tapioca pearls. They're sweet. Tapioca is made from cassava. Cassava is the root of a typical or of a tropical plant. Some people claim the balls of gummy goodness are the bubbles that give the drink its name. Others insist that the bubbles in the name has to do with the foam on top of the drink. This forms when the drink is shaken. Bubble tea was invented in the 1980s. At the time, tapioca desserts and milk tea were popular in Taiwan. Some creative snacker added ice and tapioca pearls to milk tea. The result was bubble tea. People loved this new idea. It was like a drink and a snack in one cup. The invention soon took off like a soap bubble on a breezy day. It was a huge hit over Taiwan, all over Taiwan. From there, it spread to other places in Asia. In the 1990s, bubble tea shops started opening in the United States. Many were in areas where a lot of people from Taiwan live. Now, the shops are on the rise elsewhere in the US and in lots of other countries. Thinking of trying bubble tea? Get ready to face a lot of tough but tasty decisions. Some shops offer over 100 flavors and styles. Customers can choose the type of tea, for example. They can also choose the amount of ice and the level of sweetness. There's also a flurry of flavor options. Would you like a traditional favorite like mango, honeydew, or chocolate pudding? Or are you up for something more unusual like matcha or cookie dough? Even when you've settled these questions, there is another important decision to choose. Toppings. You could go for black tapioca pearls, of course, but there are plenty of other choices on the table too. How about chia seeds or red beans? You might need a break after making all those decisions, but guess what? A bubble tea shop can be a great place to chill out while you slurp away. In fact, for many people, the fun, laid back environment is as much a draw as the bubble tea itself. This is true in Southern California, for example. There, bubble tea shops are especially popular with high school and college students. They go there to hang out with friends, play games, or study. For these young people, the shops are an important part of their social lives. Chachawat, Chachawat Rienkehimaniom once owned a bubble tea shop in California. As he puts it, bubble tea has become life. So I'm going to go ahead and play this short video and then we're going to continue.
我非常会做奶茶，就是我大概是喝了全世界各地方奶茶，我去一个地方我就会去先找它的 bubble tea。这种奶茶它虽然其实是很简单的几种材料，茶、奶、糖、珍珠，但是它每一个都其实有非常多不同的 cooking 的办法，然后不同的办法做出来的饮料味道也特别特别不一样。我在纽约这么多地方，我没有喝到我觉得特别完美的味道，所以我说，那我为什么不做一个就是能在车轮上跑的这种奶茶？我可以随时随地的喝到我自己做的奶茶，我也可以把我的奶茶带到各个地方，就像普及奶茶文化一样，我给大家讲，然后让大家去尝，然后让大家爱上这种饮品，我觉得特别好。小狮子草莓奶茶。
So, like I said, it's something that's been getting more popular, and it said it in the article too. It's something that's been getting more and more popular, and for a lot of people, it's something new. And like Victor said earlier, newer is not always better. You know, he said when he first had it that he didn't like it, right? You said you didn't like it, Victor? But you said you liked the popping boba, right? So you didn't like it at first, but then you tried something newer that you didn't try, and you liked that better. It's a good example of newer can be better also.
Actually I tried the popping bowl first, and then I tried the regular bowl.
Oh, so you liked the popping boba, then the new thing you tried was the regular tapioca boba, and you said, I don't like this. Okay, that makes sense. Perfect. Thank you, Victor. So I'm going to want you to read this by yourself. Okay? You're going to read your article because remember, all our articles are a little bit different. And then we will have the activity to do. We'll go over this first question first. Okay, we'll do one question together just so we kind of understand where we're at with this. And from there, we will move to you doing the activity. So select the letter of the correct answer. So we're talking about main idea. What's the main idea of this? And remember, when we do main idea, we get key details, and here are the details that they gave us. Bubble tea shops became very popular in Taiwan in the 1980s. Bubble tea shops are opening in the US and other places. And bubble tea shops are an important part of some kids' social lives. So those are the or the key details that they've given us to find our main idea. So what we have is people can order bubble tea their own way, with some shops offering over 100 flavors. Well, when we look at our details, do they support this answer right here? Do our details support the answer? People can order bubble tea their own way, with some shops offering over 100 flavors. Give me a thumbs up. Do you think those details support that main idea? Thumbs up if you think so, thumbs down if you don't think so. I see thumbs down. I see another thumbs down. I need participation, everybody. There's okay, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think that really supports these really support that kind of main idea. Bubble tea shops are a great place to hang out with friends, play games, or study. Do our key details support that? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay, I see a thumbs up. I see a thumbs down. I see Camila. I don't see any thumb. Thank you. Thumbs down. Tristan. Bubble tea shops are a great place to hang out with friends, play games, or study. Do our details support that? Give me thumbs up or thumbs down. Seeing a lot of thumbs downs. And I'll explain why. This one right here, we do have some information for that. This part right here, where it says bubble tea shops are an important part of some kids' social lives. That detail does support this as a main idea. But these other two? Not so much. Then we have C. The bubbles in bubble tea could be tapioca balls or the foam that forms on top of the drink. Do our details really support that? No, not really. It's talking nothing about bubble tea's name or anything like that. Then we have D. The popularity of bubble tea has spread from Taiwan to much of the world. How does that sound for our main idea? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up or thumbs down? The popularity of bubble tea has spread from Taiwan to much of the world. There's two people out of camera view that really need to get back into camera view. Jasleen, can't see you. Thumbs up. I'm getting some thumbs up. Yep. The popularity of bubble tea has spread from Taiwan to much of the world. Look, we have where it started. We have right here that it says Taiwan. We have right here saying how they're opening in the US, which is spreading to much of the world. And we have this talking about how it's important for some kids' social lives, which means that it's popular. When we take all those together, terrific. So when we're answering these questions, we want to take our time, okay? So let me stop sharing my screen. So what you're going to go ahead and do now is you're going to go ahead and work on the activity. Okay, everybody? You're going to work on the activity. Okay, so go ahead and get started.